So one of the things that your personal brand will need to consider is how well your integration takes place between who you are as an individual at home, what you do for fun and recreation, and how the people at the office perceive you. One of the things that I've learned early on in crafting a personal brand for myself and creating an identity that I'm both comfortable with and that I'm finding is dynamic to move forward is what are those elements. So my name is Matt White, welcome to the video, it's nice to have you. What I'd like you to do is think about your life. What makes up the components of your life? So I often have these conversations with executives and people that are masters in their own fields. And often they can't answer that question really because they are equating who they are and what they do to the success it is that they're experiencing. So like this journey in the car now, you are always on the move. Your brand is never standing still. Your identity will always change. What you need to find is that gold earth channel, that underground water river that is going to give you that solid base of where you're going and what gives you your value. So take a few minutes, decide what are the different components of your life. So if you work and you earn your money that way, then in that space exactly how many things do you do? What do you do in that space? It's interesting, speed bumps are often like this video. You kind of get to a place where you think, I know where I'm going, and then I have a speed bump. And the speed bump is not stopping you from going in that direction, it's merely getting you to adjust. A, your speed at which you travel, B, look at what is happening around you, and I think C, also try to experience and enjoy the environment around you. You might not like the speed bump and you think you're an utter failure because now you couldn't get this thing done, and actually you're confusing a speed bump with what's happening in the world. Other things, stop streets, they're not a suggestion, they're often there to help you in your world. Just take a viewpoint of what's really important and you have an opportunity to change direction. So getting back to you and what makes up your world. Recreation is one other thing. There's a system that works in the power, purpose and passion component, which you'll hear from Tony Davis, and Tony speaks about the 5 F's. Now I'm going to leave the 5 F's until a bit later because I think it's good for you just to get your head around what are the components of your life. Either the component you find apart from sport, apart from recreation, you'll find sport perhaps, or you are writing a book, or you are studying, or there is relationships in your life, or you're quite a spiritual person and that's a big component for you. So take the minutes and break your life up in it. But what's normally helpful here is if you take the amount of time that you spend on things and equate that to the different components of your life. It's going to be important later on in one of the other videos that you have a firm understanding about what these things are. The integration component is what the neuroscience will bring us. So one of the online tools that I use is a psychoneuroimmunology assessment, which is based on understanding how well your chemistry integrates into your life, and for you to understand what that means in terms of how you harness certain beliefs and thoughts and feelings. If you need any more prompters around what makes your world tick, have a look and ask people, when you are in their world, how do they equate you for the value that you have, and what component does that have?